Hey YouTube, I'm just going to do a quick video. I am going to show you how I make my cheesy, vegan, nacho, cheese, kale chips. There's my kale. You start out with a bunch or so of kale, and I have washed this and ran it through my salad spinner and got most of the hard stems out. Might be a few pieces left in here with some hard stem, but they don't dehydrate all that well, or they take forever. But I like to have the bigger pieces, and you'll see once this dries that the bigger pieces are a little easier to handle. They don't crumble as much when you try to eat them. The other ingredients that we need are a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and let me show you the nuts first. These are just cashew pieces. These are raw cashew pieces. They are organic. I got them at my bulk food store. You're going to need nutritional yeast, and it comes in either a shaker or you can get it in bulk at your bulk food place. And in this bowl I have the nutritional yeast, which is 1/3 cup, a teaspoon each of chili powder, ground cumin, garlic powder. This is my own homegrown garlic that I dehydrated and ground, and a teaspoon of salt. So that's all the ingredients. Oh, you may need some water. So I'm going to get them in the blender and then we'll wet. I just wanted to show you my blender. This is a Ninja, and if you see here, this has got 3 rotating blades on it. I haven't had a blender in probably 15 years. I burned up my Oster that I used to have. I burned the motor up in it. So I bought this because we are starting to do some of the green smoothies, and I have a juicer that I use to juice my stuff with. But we're going to throw everything in here and we're going to blend it up, and I'm not going to show you that whole process of blending it because it's just really loud. So when I'm done, I will come back and show you. This is our finished sauce, and if you didn't know any better, you'd swear that was cheese. The taste of it is just unbelievable. It tastes just like nacho cheese. And the thing that gives it that flavor is so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my kale. I'm going to mix all that up, and then I'm going to put it on my dehydrator. And the last time I did this on the dehydrator, it stuck pretty good to my grates. So I think I'm going to give them just a light spray with some cooking spray. And hopefully they won't stick. A lot of them ended up at the bottom all crumbled down. So I'll be back when sorry about the finger. I'm using my phone because I can't find my charger for my video camera as usual. So I'll come back when we got them all on the tray. Here's the kale chips. They are spread out. I have 4 trays of kale chips. And I do have some left over in my bowl, which I'm going to put in the oven and try doing it that way too. This recipe calls for, you could do either in the dehydrator. It goes for 10 hours in the dehydrator, or you can do them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 6. Now, I'll tell you also, in about a year ago, somebody had brought into the gym some kale chips that they bought in the store, and it was this little tiny container, you know, tiny container of it, and they were $8 for this container. Needless to say, I didn't run out to buy them after I found that out. I said, okay, I'll try to make my own. So, just recently, I decided to try to make them, and with some of the plant-based diet choices I'm trying to make, one of the things I found is this cheese sauce. So I thought, well, why not? I'll just try it. And let me tell you, this whole batch that I just made is probably like 10 times what you get in one of those containers. The cashews cost about $3 to $4 for what I use, because it's only a cup of cashew, and they were organic, so they were a little more pricey than probably you would get in the store. I don't know. And the kale cost me $2.50 for the bunch, and the yeast, nutritional yeast, was $5.49 for the big container, and there's probably a couple cups of it in there, so you figure 50 cents. So all in all, it costs less than $8 to make this entire batch. So if you buy them, you might as well go ahead and try and make them because it's really not that hard. So I'll go ahead and run this for 10 hours. In the middle, I'm going to flip them over and rotate my trays, and I will come back when they are finished. These are my final kale chips, and I got tied up earlier this week when I had finished these, and I didn't get a chance to film this, but this is all that's left. What's in here, little container, and these few chips. And they are really good. They turned out super crispy and flavorful. So if you want to try some kale chips, this is a good recipe to start with. They're really easy. Oh, and the thing with the oven, I tried to do some in the oven. They didn't work out so hot. So if you have a dehydrator, I would use that. And for my next thing I'm going to make, let me grab my bowl, my pan. I am going to be making oven roasted chickpeas for a snack. So this is a cup of chickpeas that are in here. They're dried. I got these from my organic bulk food store. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to do a quick soak method on this, which means I'm just going to cover these with water, bring them to the boil, and let them simmer until they're tender. And then we'll go ahead and roast them in the oven with some seasonings. So check back for that.